Alright, welcome back everyone to another episode of MC Eternal. I hope everyone is having a great day. I know that I am. It is nice and sunny here in northern Ohio. It's a little bit cold though. We've had some crazy weather. If you recall from the episode that went out today is the 10th, April 10th. Episode 34 went up today and I mentioned it was hailing. Well, that was yesterday. It was hailing just the other day here. Just crazy weather here for some reason, but for the most part, I mean, the sun has been here. It's just been this weird storms passing through every so often, so I have no idea. They say it's supposed to be nice this weekend. It'll be Easter weekend. This is actually going up on Easter, so happy Easter to any of you out there who celebrate Easter. I'm sure that this year is going to be pretty interesting for many of you with the coronavirus and everything, so just remember guys, please stay safe out there if you are meeting up with family for Easter. But I do wish you all the happiest of holidays on this Easter Sunday. But anywho, enough said on that. I do want to address one thing that I noticed in the past few episodes. I've had some weird audio issues where it would kind of skip a little bit when, especially when I was moving from chunk to chunk here on my gameplay. And so what I did is I did a little bit of research. I went into my settings here within Minecraft. If you go to options, video settings, I turned VBOS off, or VBOs off. Supposedly that helps prevent some of the lag you get when you go from chunk to chunk. And I did a little bit of a test recording. I did actually 2 test recordings to make sure that everything sounded good. So this is actually the second time I'm recording this. And so far so good. You still see a little bit of a lag on the screen, but overall on my end the audio is sounding good. So if I get it to the uploaded point and I'm watching it back on Easter Sunday and I'm hearing those misses in the audio, then I know that it's not from what I've recorded, it's from whatever got uploaded. Something happened in that process, so I'll just have to watch that. I also did change a setting in OBS for my mic. It wasn't set at the right frequency for what it was. I mean, I'm sure it was fine, but I just upped the quality to match what the microphone could be doing. But anywho, so today's episode, what are we doing? We're going to switch it up a little bit. So, as you can see, we're starting off down in our mob farm area. It is still on decommission. I haven't obviously got it back up and running yet because I do want to tie it into our ME system, and I just haven't gotten around to it yet. I am obviously recording this relatively soon after I recorded the last episode, and I just didn't have a ton of time off camera to go through and do that. Plus, I was kind of taking a break from all of the storage setup and everything like that because I've been working on that a decent amount, trying to figure it out in the last episode. But don't worry, we will get to that point. There will be an episode, or I'll just include it at some point where we do tie that in properly, and then we'll get this bad boy back up and running. But there are some things that I want to show you that I did do in the meantime. So let's head upstairs to our fully completed warehouse. Yes, I went ahead and I completed the warehouse. Originally, I had a little bit different design in mind, but then I kind of ultimately sided on the design of being a little more open. So I just went with a vaulted spruce wood plank ceiling with some stairs around the side. I'll show you when we step outside what those look like, with some faux structural support from that cobblestone up there, but relatively high up. We could easily get a whole 2 more rows of drawers up there if we wanted to, which is really nice. But then ultimately, if you turn around here, I left this whole side pretty much open. I didn't put any glass in. I made multiple entryways and exits so that you could easily flow in and out as you please. And that's kind of the vibe that I wanted to go for. Like I mentioned, the flowy feel. With our old base that obviously we still utilize, it was nice. I liked the size. It held everything perfectly, but it was very constrainous. It felt closed in, not very open. I like this, and it goes along with the idea of making the whole village where we can flow from building to building depending on what we need to do. So obviously this corner, we have 2 ins and outs over here, so you could come in either way you please. And this is the outside of this bad boy. And I really like the design that I did go with. As you can see, I used the stairs on top, and that's our roof up here. I utilized some fence posts and some lanterns to give us lighting, which was a nice change of pace from the torches that we pretty much traditionally have been using on most everything, other than our little hut over there where we started using the lanterns. And I think they really add a nice touch to it, a nice little vibe. Obviously, I've added in more of a walkway through here, added in some bushes and stuff like that over here, and then on the side over here as well. And then we got our tree up here, and then more of a walkway here, only to this point here. Did add some bushes over here, some more trees along here, and I'll add even more trees in as we go. There's some like miscellaneous aesthetic items being added in. Now, as you can clearly see, I did extend our stream, so it now does flow all the way through to this big open pond. I'm gonna go with pond because I don't think it's big enough to be a lake. Take a sip of my drink really quickly. But yeah, didn't take me too long to do it. This pretty much mimics a indent in the ground that was already there. So I didn't really need to lay out too much. I just kind of closed certain parts off to make it a little bit a little tighter around the edges, and then I filled it all in. The only thing that I did not do, which I haven't done with any of our water sources thus far, is make the source blocks go all the way down. So right now, only the top layer is a source block of water. So if I were to take my my bucket, and I think you guys have seen this on camera before, but I'll just demonstrate really quickly. Let me switch over to some dirt here to show you. So if I take this bad boy and I go to a block that doesn't have a block directly under it. So right here we have 2 blocks, or there should be 2 water source blocks here. If I take my bucket and I take from right there, it creates a flowing water source right there because there's no source block under it. Now if I place a block down underneath it, it fills itself in, and I can take that out and everything looks fine. So very similar, if I were to go out to the middle of this pond, I would have a similar issue where it would make that flowing source block, unfortunately. But I just didn't feel like it was necessary to take the time to try to fill out every single layer of water. Plus it takes some time. There might be a machine that does it for us, but it was way quicker to do it like that. But let me give you a little bird's eye view. So this is what we have so far with our little pond here, and it can be expanded if necessary. It almost kind of looks like a heart, you know, like that, and then if it were to come to a point here, it'd kind of be a heart. So it almost actually looks like a tooth, really, now that I think about it. Cut it over here, just like that, you got a little tooth. But anyway, I really enjoy it. I think it looks great. We're gonna add some stuff around here. Obviously we'll build around, and it's gonna look great. And obviously you can see then up on the upper right hand side, the mini map, it looks kind of cool having some more water in here now. The other thing that I did work on is getting a path in over here, which is really nice. I like the mixed use of materials that I've been going with, and connected in over to our little farm shed here. Again, just some more little aesthetic items I put down. I used some bone meal to get some grass as well to add some more texture and layering to our main land here. And then the final thing that I did was I added in a second farm. I know I mentioned in the last episode we might be able to fit it in. Obviously we did not. Figured it'd be way easier to just do it off camera because it was nothing different than what we had done over here. I used the same exact layout, and I did use the bundled cables to tie into that one over there, so we don't actually need to worry about additional water sources. And really what we could do is, if we wanted to, we could move this water source away and just tie into the main stream over here if we really wanted to. I'm not really concerned about doing that right now. I think it's perfectly fine. It could be cool if we were to like make this a well, maybe like have some kind of well over here or something like that, but it's obviously for a future discussion. I did add more lanterns along here. I just think they look really cool. They really add to the aesthetic of everything. And then I'll give you a little bird's eye view of how our path is looking so far. So yeah, it looks really cool. We'll obviously get more buildings this way, and out over here we'll have some more stuff as well. Maybe we'll get some stables. and just some more buildings in general. I know I want to do a blacksmith to keep our tinkerer's stuff in, and then I also want to get some kind of fishing hut. And I don't know if I want to do the fishing hut on our newly established lake, or if I want to go with my original plan of having it up there where I cleared out this area. The other thing that I do want to add in is a wizard tower. I think that'd be super cool to make our own wizard tower and get all of our electroblobs up there. And so actually maybe we'll put the electroblobs wizardry tower up here on the hill. That might look kind of cool to do. We'll have to consider that one. And then obviously I want to do like vampirism, like get a nice little spot for that. So maybe something more like medieval and dark looking. Maybe we'll get some dark stone for it and things like that. I also was thinking about getting some villagers in here. Maybe we'll get some shops set up where we can house villagers in them. And I'm hoping that we can just go off of basic Minecraft principles of being able to move villagers, and as long as we keep them like contained so they're not just roaming freely, that they won't despawn, hopefully. So the other thing that we could try to do is replicate villagers or spawn more using our mob farm. Obviously we can get a capsule, capture one of them, and then try to spawn more of them. I don't know if they're universal, like if I can just spawn all the different types off of one, or if there's specific ones for each mod. I don't really know, but that's the whole other story. I've been jabbling on for way too long now. So what are we doing today's episode? We're gonna go exploring. I feel like we haven't been exploring in quite some time. We've been doing a lot of stuff on our base here, on our village, and it's coming along quite nice, but I feel like we gotta mix it up a little bit. Put a little more adventure in it, maybe go out and find some cool stuff that we haven't discovered yet. So I'm thinking, let's go back to the Nether first. I know we've been there, I know we've explored a decent amount, but I also know there are some fortresses in there, or just some dungeons that we could go and explore. And I think that'd be pretty cool to take a peek at. The other thing that we could potentially do, if we come in here and go to dimensions, obviously we've been to Twilight Forest. There is the Midnight Dimension, which would be extremely dark for you guys. There's Ratlantis, which is actually pretty cool. There's the Beneath, which isn't like too crazy, but there's also the Between Lands, which is pretty interesting to say the least. So I'm not 100% sure on how we get to the Between Lands, but we could look into it a little bit more, and maybe depending on how we do in the Nether, maybe we will try to get to the Between Lands today, just to do a little more exploration. So yeah, that's where we're going to start off with today. So we're going to head to the Nether. I still don't have it hooked into our portals yet, which is fine. I know I could get that set up, but you know, the other thing that I probably should do is transfer some of our levels. So where is our book? Here's our forestry book, and I should have done that. Click off of that, go into here, and we'll deposit some of our levels. We will deposit all of our levels, and we'll stick that away. And you know what, actually, what I will do is I'm actually gonna get one. I'm gonna get a teleporter and a wireless transmitter made up so we can take them with us, because I don't think I have any prepared. So I'm gonna get one of these bad boys, the matter receiver, and a wireless RF transmitter, so we can bring it with us and tie our Nether in so we don't have to run all over the place. So I will grab that stuff and I'll meet you guys in the Nether. Alright guys, I grabbed what we needed and I am now in the Nether with all of you here. So I think maybe it would be best if we just stuck it down here. Kind of out of the way. We ensure that a little bit of lag, we will be protected when we do teleport here. So this actually might be a good place to put it. So we're just going to dig out a spot here, stick that bad boy here, grab this, and we do need to power it. So we should be able to just stick that on the wall there. Yep, powering one tile, and we can add that to. Ooh, I hit the wrong button. That is not what I wanted. I wanted to shift on this so that I could enter what this was. Set that. Well, we're heading back there, so. Well, we know that it works. There you go. Okay. I wanted to set the name, and I'm kind of forgetting how we got to do it. So, if I just... There we go. That's what we got to do. Nether. Done. So, now if we come into here, we got it set up. So, home base, Twilight Forest, and Nether. So, we'll click that, and we are going to stick this bad boy away. Because I am not getting into the spot where I'm teleporting accidentally. And you know what? Now that I'm looking at this, we made this little hidey hole here when, ooh, you know what I want to do? I do want to get our fire resistant boy out here. We had made this little spot here when I first was getting into our building tool stuff. It might be worthwhile to kind of overhaul this bad boy. Maybe. I'll think about it a little bit more. Oh, thank God. I wasn't sure if this was gonna work. But yeah, maybe we will overhaul this just a little bit. Make it look a little bit nicer, to appreciate the Nether a little bit more as what it is. As you can see, we're still not getting any blocks forming from taking lava, because that's what it will do from our setup. It will, I freaking hate these guys. It will remove the lava block and then place a piece of cobblestone down, at least from what I'm recalling, and we're still not seeing that. So obviously we have a ton of lava left that we can still utilize before we would even need to consider moving that. So, what is this? It's just, ooh, Sally, right? I don't know if I have any of this. I will happily take some of this. So yeah, as you saw, I put my magma my magma pet back on our inventory because it makes us resistant to fire damage and does allow us to walk on lava like so. And you can shift and go down into the lava, but obviously we don't take any damage from that, which is pretty nice. So, what is this? Osram ore. We need cobalt for it. Or we could do it the cheaty way and just use our exchange tool to get that. These guys are beyond annoying. Alright, cool. I think we got them all. So these are what I wanted to check out. We've obviously found Fortress down here already, but I really haven't looked into these boys that much more. I know there's some kind of some kind of dungeon or something. Oh, we did get withered. Oof, okay. By what? Oh. Holy smokes, I didn't even see that there was someone there. Wow, okay. Dang. I know there is a pet that helps you protect against being withered. Is there anything else down here? Oh, there's just a chest. Which there is a pet in there. And then nether brick, a little bit of coal. I guess we'll take some of this stuff to have with us. Ooh, what? Okay, if you guys recall, when we set up our whatchamacallit, our mob farm, we needed a drop of evil on our grass to make it so that more mobs would spawn there. And I looked up the statistics for getting a drop of evil from a wither skeleton, and they were so astronomically low. And I had watched other people play through this who had a similar experience where they were unable to get it, even though they killed a ton of wither skeletons. And then of course we kill one and we get it right away. That is crazy. So I'm kind of wondering if those are just for the inventory pets. Oh yeah. Got that gas. We have another one here, so we could take a peek. Oh, these fricker frackers. Because if they are just for inventory pets, then we might really just be kind of done with the Nether. And we might go and check out another dimension. I knew it. I knew there would be... Knew it. This is probably the cheaty way to do it. What do we got in here? Yeah, it's kind of looking like it's more so just for inventory pet stuff. From what I'm seeing. We don't really need... Well, I'll hold on to the soul sand. It doesn't hurt to have it. I'm guessing... Did another one spawn? No? Wow, we got lucky. Okay. I'm not really sure if there's anything else that would be worth our while. Wow, look at this. This is pretty crazy looking. What is that? You see that over there? It's got like a gun on it or something. What is that? Oh, well. He's got a decent amount of health, but we're doing 25 damage to this guy per hit. I mean, he's not even hitting us. Oh, there was a quest to kill that guy. Kind of figured. You know what? I didn't even notice if he was from Ice and Fire. I'm guessing he is because there's a lot of quests to kill Ice and Fire, like bosses, I guess you could say. Ah, that's not what I wanted to do. What do we got that we can get rid of here? Some bones? We don't need no bones. Bones Malone? We don't need that. Well, that's actually pretty interesting to run into something like that. I have not seen that before, and I'm guessing that it is from Ice and Fire. I should have been paying a little bit closer attention, but that's okay. What else do we have in the Nether? Anything that's really interesting? Nothing that's really catching my attention here. I mean, obviously you have some different biomes here. You got some mushrooms over here. Yeah. And we've seen the slime one down there. And then I think this is like a weird, like meat type biome over here. I know it sounds weird, but it's like a flesh biome in the Nether. And we've run into one of those before. It's just so weird to see so many different types of biomes in the Nether. I know they've done updates to the base Minecraft that adds more biomes to the Nether, but to just see them like this, where they're very drastically different, is just pretty interesting. So, oh, it looks like we do have another fortress over here. Holy smokes. Yeah, we got another fortress over here. Let's try to get in here. Alright, so what I'll do, because we've already gone through one of these, I'm just going to run through on my own. If I find anything interesting, I'll bring you guys back and show you. Or I'll just bring you back once I've gone through everything. But I think we're going to head to a different dimension to kind of just dive into some different stuff. I think midnight would actually be pretty cool. But it would be pretty dark. That would be pretty cool. A rifter into this strange... Ooh, so we might be able to have an easy way in there. Alright guys, with that being said, we'll be back. Alright guys, so I went through that Nether fortress and I figured that I would just show you what we came out with. So all in all, this is pretty much everything that we got. We got a couple pairs of dark boots here from Ender.io, so we could take a peek and see what additional things we can pull off of these. Got some interesting items up here. We already talked about the Drop of Evil. We got another one as well. What else is interesting? We got a soul bead, which is pretty interesting. Dragon's blood resin I found in a box. We got some climbing gloves, so you can climb any vertical surface with these bad boys. We have a jetpack, so we don't really need that. Just miscellaneous materials. Found a couple of these capacitors for machine upgrades to Ender IO items. I'm not super familiar with them, but we got like 4, I believe. We got a data storage circuit, some infinity bimetal gears, which are good to pick up. This crystal from Actually Additions, void crystal as well. Some more drops of evil. We did get a void charm, so it saves us from falling into the void, which is actually pretty interesting. I will want to keep that in mind because I'm guessing there's a point in time where we could fall into the void, and I don't want that to happen. We did get a golden ring, which is inactive. It has mining boost 1 though, which is pretty interesting. We found some bees, some advanced machine frames, some nether steel, a totem of returning, which is pretty interesting. We got a enchanted scroll of unstable intangibility. So it prevents damage for a full second every 5 seconds. Right click to cast this spell, and you only have 1 use on it, so better make it count. But yeah, then some bees and miscellaneous. And then I also found this blood emerald, curse of vanishing on it. Don't really know why, but we did get that. So I'm going to tidy up our inventory, and then we are going to try to get to the midnight. So we will be right back. Alright guys, I got everything tucked away and I waited until night because this is how we are getting to the midnight. Now I did a little bit of research just to make sure I knew what I was getting myself into, and it does say that it is not welcoming to newcomers, but I think a lot of dimensions are like that in this game. I feel like we are powered enough though that we can handle ourselves. I mean, we have a jetpack. We have awesome Ender IO armor, so I feel like we should be able to take it on. So what we need to do is actually find a rift out in the world. Now it shouldn't be too hard to do. Oh, look, some lightning struck here. It shouldn't be too hard to find one. We've seen them before, but the only way to find them are at night. So we're just going to have to do a little bit of hunting around, and you can also actually get dragged into these bad boys. You can get dragged into rifts, which I've actually seen on other people's playthroughs before. Now I believe they're like the red rifts right there. There's one right there, and they say you can get dragged into it, so you want to be careful if you are a newcomer to the pack. You obviously don't want to get dragged into this right away. I did, as you can tell, bring a matter receiver and wireless transmitter so that we can link up to this dimension and easily teleport to it. So we are going to hop into it. I think we can just go in like that. Perfect. So it's going to load in. This is going to be our first time stepping into the midnight. Hopefully it's not too dark in here for you guys. I do have my brightness all the way up, so we'll just have to wait and see. The noise. Wow. Okay, that is some interesting noise. And how does it? Is it raining? It is dark though. I'm trying to look on my recording screen, and it looks like it's dark. Can we place some torches down here? Does that help a little bit? It is nighttime, so I wonder if we can only come here during the night, which would be a little interesting. This looks super cool though. Dang, look at these mobs. They're like reindeer with different colored antlers. These guys look sick. Oh, these are the guys that can drag you into these. Alright, yeah, they're no match for us. We easily take those boys out. That is not too hard at all. Now, I'm not sure if there's different biomes in this dimension, or what we can expect. Oh, it's like, oh, there's a torch there, and then it's like, oh, that's where we put our torch down. What is that? This looks interesting. Raw Savis slice. Doesn't really tell me what I need to. Oh, inebriated. We are inebriated. Oh my land! Oh my God! This is This is giving me a little bit of a. How long are we in? Oh, this is rough. Woof. All right, guys. If you might need to look away for that part. Okay, there we go. We're good, and we got that boy. Easy enough. I did notice there was another rift here, and that is one thing. If you accidentally do get pulled into here, you just want to hunt around for another rift. Another rift will take you back to the overworld. Well, it looks like towers do spawn in here. That is interesting. The dungeon towers, it does look like the dungeon towers do spawn in here. A nightstone. I'll take some of that. Midnight dirt. What? They fly too? What? Okay, I definitely was not expecting that. But yeah, it looks like we have a dungeon tower over here. These trees look sick though. Can I like collect some of these? Dark willow wood. Oh my lantern, this guy. Not too bad though. Really not as bad as I was expecting it to be. I think I might have set my expectations for this a little bit high. We can take this dude out. This is no match for us. No match for us. Thieves' sword. We kind of skipped that whole entire thing. I'm gonna grab some of those. And this tower is going to fall. I don't think I've shown this on camera before, but when you defeat one of these towers, they just explode. They crumble to the ground, which is pretty cool. It's pretty cool to see. Here's a rift, so this will actually, that will take us back to the overworld there. And it's gone. You're just going to want to be quick with them because clearly they do not last that long. Now I'm just trying to look around to find a good spot where we could like settle down for a little bit. I don't want to be too quick to judge, but I obviously wanted like a nice spot where we can set up for a little bit here. So let me get in here, and we'll just go with cobblestone for the time being. What is that? Did you see that? What? What was that? Okay. That was interesting. Let's grab our building tool. And we're gonna get one of those placed down. And surface, por favor. 9, please. I want to do this. I don't know. We'll just do it right here. 1, 2, and then we'll dump it down. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. We need 2 more. Right. Ah, that's not what I wanted to do. Undo that, por favor. Cool. That's 3, 6, and then we just need 1 more here. Like so. And then I'm going to do a vertical wall. I know that there's other options in the building gadget to make this go a little bit quicker than what we're doing, but this works for now. That is hella high. Alright, whatever. It's fine. Like so. We'll do that. That's so high up. Oh, that's hilarious. Alright, we'll just do that. Get that set down there. And I just really want to get our teleporter in place. Alright, cool beans. And then I need to grab our advanced charger. So we'll want to click on it. And this is the midnight. Midnight. We'll add it. We can click on this, and now we have it all set up, which is pretty cool. It's actually pretty interesting. So they have the different dimension numbers to it. I know you can, I'm pretty positive you can set up a teleporter to even more dimensions, which maybe we will get into eventually. But let me actually bring this down a level here because it's a little bit too high for my liking. And of course, we're going to get hit by those, or whatever that is. Why are we taking damage? I didn't even do anything. Those things suck. Yeah, we're definitely going to want a roof on this bad boy. G. How do we do this? Place on top. Not what I wanted. Not place on top. Fuzzy. That's not working, right? This thing sucks. And it got down in here. Get out of here. There we go. Take him out. Get in our little house here. We should be decently safe in here. Okay. I also want to take a look at our quests because obviously we completed a few things on our quest progression. I want to take a peek at that. I do need food though, so please give me some food. Get that set up like so. These things. That guy's just chilling. Woo! Good thing we made it out of cobblestone. Get some lights in here. Okay. Probably should put another put a door on the front of this. It is so flippin' dark in here. It's not even funny. I think that makes it a little bit better. But just to be safe, I'm gonna put this on here for the time being so we can actually look at our quests, because we did complete a few things for this dimension. And I wanted to look at what else we can get. I did get an alarm clock from a previous quest that I had completed. But we did get visit the midnight dimension. So we get money and then a random loot reward. We got magenta stained glass. Cool. So what all do we have to do in this dimension? So there's some cool looking armor you can get. There's a midnight furnace. There is this Teneburn ore that you can find, a shadow root log, which we're already on the path to getting, some unstable fruit, some bloom crystals, a sinister egg, cooked stag flax, so those reindeer that we saw, or stags, that's what that is referring to. There's a dark pearl, a night shroom spore bomb. Interesting. How do we make this? That doesn't look too bad to make. I mean, we're here, so why not, you know, do it up. Alright, we'll get this put down. It's like starting from the basics again. Holy smokes. Starting from the basics. Well, I think it's just nightstone, right? To make the midnight furnace. And we'll stick that here, and it is literally just a furnace. Like, there is definitely nothing special to this bad boy, at least from what I'm seeing. So if we take a peek here at the progression, we got that. So we got a little bit of money. There's some of that. I guess we should look at this mod, because what it's called, the midnight, at midnight. So let's look up at midnight. So this is everything in this mod. Not very big, but obviously it does have its own dimension, which is pretty cool. Some pretty cool looking blocks and cool looking ladders. There are a bog shroom sporch. That's interesting. All this different powder. Do we have any of that powder? I don't think we have any powder thus far. Interesting. Also says you can find some stuff here, so maybe we want to do a little excavating. We'll just do it right here. The echo in this dimension is amazing too. I'm doing a big no-no and I'm just going straight down. But luckily for us, we do have a jetpack, so we're just going to want to take our time is all. What Y are we on? 62, holy smokes, we're pretty high up here. And I know this is probably extremely dark. Holy crap. Okay, so it looks like we found a cave here of some kind, and I definitely want to mark our pathway here so that we can easily get back up. I do not want to lose our way here. I mean, we have teleportation, it'd be perfectly fine. This is looking pretty interesting. We're gonna have some friends on the ground here. I hear spiders. Okay, let's turn hover mode off. What is this place? So we got some douche rooms and stuff. That's where we want to make sure we retreat back to. Some fungus stuff. Yeah, interesting. Some midnight dirt and stuff. You know what I should do? I should put that in there, and I'll put the night stone in there so we can easily collect it as we're here. This place looks pretty cool. What is that? Did we see one of those on the surface? I don't feel like we did. What is that? A sinister egg. Harvestable with a pickaxe. Oh, what the frick is that? That was interesting. Glow fungus cap. Interesting. What did we get from that? Did we get anything? Doesn't look like we got anything. Anything? Oh, we're getting this stuff, which you can make some stems from. That's about it. So I don't think we really need a ton of it. Alright, I'm hitting every single wrong button that I possibly could. What else do we have here? What is this? This is ebonite ore? Did we get it? We did. What can we use this for? So you can make a whole slew of weapons in here. As you can see, there's different ones. You can make a block as well. Pretty interesting. Okay. What is this stuff? We have dark pearl ore. Okay, task completed geode. And that was actually a task, a quest in here. Or no, it wasn't a quest in here. We need to get some Ruix crystals and bloom crystals before we can complete that. Okay. These are from Thaumcraft. It's not exactly what we're looking for. What's down here? What is this? Okay. Oh, our screen is that coming through? No, okay. Our screen was a little glitched out there from that. Okay, so let's keep looking and see what we can find. I want to find some of these crystals. There's some more of that ore here. Holy smokes. Look at all of this. It's like lava, basically. The echoes. The echoes are what get me. Like, just... Wow, okay. I'm not seeing any of the crystals. I guess maybe I don't know exactly what I'm looking for. So maybe I should just start breaking everything. And maybe we're not far enough down. It could be very well the case is that we're not far enough down to find some of this stuff. It is kind of interesting that we haven't encountered too many mobs. This kind of gives me like Alien vibes. If you've ever seen the Alien movies, like I feel like a xenomorph is just gonna pop out of nowhere and try to like kill me. That's definitely the vibes I'm getting. Okay, I honestly don't know. I'm a little confused here. I guess we should probably take a peek at where we can get some of these crystals from. So you just find it. Oh yeah, it's way lower down than what we're at. Because we're on the, well, no, we're at 22. Yeah, it should be right in this kind of level area. I mean, there's bedrock right there. I mean, at least that's good to know that we're not going to fall into a void here. So I guess we just gotta find them. So I'll do a little bit of hunting and see what I can come up with in terms of different items in this dimension. Okay guys, I did find something interesting. I was talking how I didn't see any mobs. Well, I found some. I don't know what those are. What did we got some drops from them. It kind of looks like maybe we only got sulfur, which is kind of interesting. We got some more eggs there, some more Thaumcraft crystals. But I've been looking around. I have had zero luck. Like I really don't 100% know if I'm just maybe in the wrong biome or something of the sort, or if I'm looking right at stuff that I need. It doesn't seem like I need to piece them together from anything. If I take a peek back at this, we go to the recipe. I mean, look at that low chance rate. It's extremely low to find this. So maybe that's just really what it is that you have to be, you know, your chances have to be good enough to find it. There is a teleporter back to the overworld there. What the... Oh, and then it's gone. So yeah, the teleporters do despawn pretty quickly. What was that? Oh no, that's nothing. The spider sounds that you're hearing are from the eggs, I believe. So, but you know what? I'm actually a little surprised. Like, it's kind of barren in here. There's not really all that much to see. I mean, there's not that many mobs. Ooh, there we go. Again, reminds me a lot of Alien. I feel like they could have used maybe a different sound clip for those bad boys. Maybe. This is definitely going to be one of the longer episodes for sure. But I want to try to figure this out. Okay, I don't know why I can't kill that guy. I know I probably could put on my magma stuff and it would make me better. Or my magma inventory pet, but it's okay. Yeah, dang. Okay, well, I'll keep looking around a little bit, and then we'll just kind of decide on what we want to do here. All right, guys. So I've been looking around for quite some time now, and happened to come over to here and found this huge, expansive, like, cavern. Huge. It even goes to bedrock there over at that point. And I'm like, I have to find it here. And I wasn't having any luck until I came upon this. Look at all of that. That is exactly what we want. There's also an Enderman down here, which was a little surprising. Like a normal Minecraft mob is down here. Some more of those weird, like, atom-looking floaty guys are over there too. But this is what we want. This is the Ruix rocks. And it will break them, and it'll give us the crystal that we're looking for. It's kind of funny because in the description for this, it was talking about how one of the only sources of light that you'll have is from these crystals, but then you don't really find them that often. I'm just going to get rid of some of this junk in our inventory. Get rid of those clay blocks. We can find some in the overworld. So we were able to find that, but then there's also a bloom crystal, which are at way higher levels, like Y90 something, which is kind of interesting. But then there's a root log, and then we've gone through a lot of these already, but it's a pretty, you know, straightforward, I would say, like dimension to go to, and I can show you what uses this bad boy has. So nothing really. Like, I don't know why. Like, I mean, this can be used to make a facade and like painting and stuff, but it doesn't really have any use for what I can see. So I don't know why they would have it. Like, I'm not 100% familiar with this mod. I don't know if it's like extremely new and it just hasn't had time to grow and develop. That could very well be the case. But from everything that I'm seeing, I just feel like there's not much here. So here, we'll go back to our little base here. And it said 94 is that where we would find the other crystal. I guess I could spend a little bit of time hunting around, seeing if I can see it. Yeah, I'll do that. I'll do a little hunting around, see if I can find this one last crystal, and then we'll just kind of call it quits from there, I think. So, we'll be back. Alright guys, I did find another biome here, but I also found that. So another siren, I believe that's what they are called, but it spawned here, like in a bog, in the midnight, which is kind of confusing. So I'm thinking that some of the mods still spawn stuff in this dimension, which is pretty interesting because I was also flying around and I heard a dragon, which enabling hover mode, which a dragon in this dimension sounds terrifying, like absolutely terrifying because of the echo. But look at this, we actually did find the other crystals that we want, which is actually pretty lucky because I was actually about to give up. We just need to get rid of some of this stuff. And we should be good. Also, pixies spawn in this dimension too, which I thought was pretty interesting. But yeah, wow, look at this. Okay, so we actually found what we were looking for. Again, this stuff just doesn't seem to have a use as of right now. What is this? That's... Oh, okay. Pretty interesting looking. This is a very unique area here. Looks like a crater with like the this dimension's lava. We have some more of these crystals over here, and then there's another tower over there as well. Actually, I would laugh if that was the tower that we already destroyed, but it's not, because it's still pretty tall here. So but yeah, there's more crystals over there. So actually, we're having a decent amount of luck. There's actually Slime Island up there. That's pretty funny. Yeah, it definitely takes some hunting to find the resources you need in this dimension. So let's go home. So pretty interesting look into the midnight. I know this is a super long episode. We're almost at an hour, so I do appreciate all of you who have stuck through to the end. We are going to wrap it up here, though. So again, thank you guys so much for watching. If you enjoyed this episode, feel free to leave a like down below. It definitely helps me out a lot. Please leave your comments. Obviously, I read through all of them. Skonig, obviously, you've been commenting a ton. When the Coolest, you've been out there commenting as well, and obviously the countless other people who have been watching, leaving comments, and leaving likes. I do appreciate it so very much. All in all, final opinions on the Midnight. Cool place to explore, but not really an in-depth dimension from my understanding. I'll do a little bit more research into it to see if there's anything that I was completely missing, but from first take on it, it was pretty decent. So we'll have to see how the film looks too after this recording, if it was as dark as I was seeing it. So if you're new to the channel though, hit that subscribe button and bell notification if you want to follow along, of course. But other than that, guys, I will catch you all in the next episode. Thanks. Bye.